guys, it's Michelle. Good morning. I thought I would jump on here today and just play. I've got an idea to do a sign that I'm hoping is going to work. So we're just going to play along with it and see how it goes. So if you're catching us on the replay, thanks for watching. And if you're catching us live, make sure that you type your questions in capital letters so that I can catch them a little bit better as I'm doing the, as I'm seeing the comments scroll through. Facebook has a crazy lag, so y'all will have to forgive me if I have to come back to your questions because I may be already past something and then see a question. So good morning, good morning, good morning. Let's see. Hi, Linda. Hi, Barbara. Let's see who else is on here. Hi, Debbie. Good morning, ladies. Thanks for joining. Thanks for joining. What are y'all up to today? Anybody have anything fun going on? Trying to get everything situated as I see it coming up in the live screen on Facebook on the feed. So I thought today I would do this cool little sign. It's a two-parter. It has confetti. I love this confetti. And then it has a saying, it says throw kindness around like confetti, and I have 3 colors of blue that I'm going to be working with. They're all kind of teal. I have a peacock blue. This is called Thai teal. It's really pretty. It's basically the color of all of the Chalk Couture screens, and they have replaced that color with the new one is called Couture teal because it's their signature color. And then I have a coastal blue. The coastal blue is just barely not white, but it gives a little extra something to it, so I thought I'd go ahead and use it. And I'm going to be trying for an ombre effect today. This is a new technique for me. I have not perfected it by any means, so we're just going to be trying it out. So I am going to go ahead and get this transfer. I have already fuzzed it up. It has been used a couple of times, and I'm just going to get it on here and see how we can do. Good morning, good morning. Oh, goodness, school shopping. I remember the school shopping days. My youngest is in college, and the other day I was off somewhere and found this really great composition notebook, and I was like, I have to get this for her. She still uses paper, so it's kind of funny. My friend was with me. She's like, she's in college. She's in her bachelor's program. You don't have to buy school supplies. I'm like, yes, I do. So I'm just smoothing out the air bubbles on this. You can see that the frame I'm using doesn't necessarily fit the transfer, but I'm just going to make it work. So we're going to put the confetti on first, and then we're probably going to be drying it, so it might get a little bit loud. And after we do that, then we'll put the sentiment on. I'll just set that over here to the side. Have a little sip of coffee, always with the coffee. Always give it a minute and see if we have anybody else jump in and join us. I hate missing people as they come in. Let's see. And while we're at it, I'm going to go ahead and mist these one more time. Make sure that they're nice creamy consistency. Want them to be the consistency of like yogurt or sour cream, not super thick. They do dry very quickly, and you have to work kind of quickly because you don't want them to dry in the silk screen of the design. That can make it look really distressed when you pull it up, and this one isn't meant to be distressed. So if it is distressed, it's not the end of the world for me. I like that look, but I'm doing this one actually by request for somebody, so I'm hoping that it's going to come out nice and crisp and clean. We'll see. We'll see. It's always an adventure. So first things first, actually I'm going to grab the heat gun because I know we're going to need that. Fantastic. Make it easier once it's time. Oh, clang, clang, clang. An obstacle course to get it plugged in. Alrighty, so I'm going to start with my darkest color, and I'm going to put the darkest color at the top and just go a little swipe across the top there. This is the peacock blue. Oh yeah, still drying super fast. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to come in with the Thai teal and go right underneath that. Just kind of funny because it's the color of the transfer, so it just makes the transfer kind of disappear. But I'm going to go ahead and do all of the smaller areas for the confettis. Extra on there. Now I want to get it right up to the edge of that peacock blue because we're going to be doing some blending. Righty. I'm going to put just a tiny bit more of the peacock blue on right there at the edge. Now this isn't going to go back in my container because I'm going to be doing some mixing. So once I've mixed it, it's no longer good to put those together because you don't want to contaminate the colors. Okay, I'm going to give it a mist. Hi, Maria. Good morning. All right, now I'm going to take my fingers and I'm going to swirl those colors together. Swirl, swirl, swirl. Bring it down. Edges too. Kind of get rid of any harsh line that we've got. Hi, Nat. Thanks for joining. Love jambalaya. Yum. Okay, and then I'm going to take the squeegee and just kind of go over it and pull some of that excess. It's nice and wet. Go over the bottom sections again because they're pretty dry. Oh, hopefully I didn't go off the page. Okay, now let's see if we can't get this up without making a mess. Voila, we have confetti. Got a little bit of a mess on the sides, no big deal. I'm going to take my wet wipe and just touch up on the sides of the frame. It's a wood frame, so it will soak into the wood. So I just want to go ahead and remove those little bits while I can, just to clean it up a little bit. Okay, now for the heat gun. So it's going to get loud for a second, and if you're sensitive to that, you're going to want to turn your volume down for at least 30 seconds. Here we go. Okay, now we let the frame actually come back up to room temperature before we do the next step. So we're just going to let it sit for a minute. My feed is doing crazy things. It just like scrolled like 15 things up all of a sudden. Hi, Christina. Thanks for joining us. Good morning. Good morning. We're working on a two-part sign. This one says, throw kindness around like confetti. It's still a little bit warm, so we're going to let it sit just for a minute. I just dried it with the heat gun, so we'll see. See how it goes. See how it goes. We're going to use the coastal blue on parts of this next, on the sentiment, and we're done with the peacock, I think. I don't know. Should we use peacock or should we use tie teal on the big words? Peacock is the darker, tie teal is the more aqua. And that's for kindness and confetti. Which one do you like better? Peacock or tie teal? Natalie says teal. Okay, you got it, Nat. I love doing these interactive where you guys tell me what you think and then we go with it. I just love that. I've already fuzzed these transfers up. Otherwise, you'd be wanting to put them on a clean, dry towel and go ahead and let them be not quite so sticky. I'm trying to get my throw, this tiny little word up here at the top. I'm trying to get it so that it's not on a piece of confetti. So let's see if we can't get that in there. So get our confetti to fit. I don't know, that's a little too much to one side. So let's pick it up, move it over just so slightly. All right, I'm just going to go over the areas where the silk screen is. I want the rest of it to be kind of loose. The confetti is just going to fit to the bottom, but I think that's going to look good. Give it a little press. Get the air bubbles out. Okay, so I'm going to dip my let me try that again. Dip my small squeegee. Now this one hasn't been cut down, so it's still larger than some of the others I use. And I'm going to dip that in the tie teal and apply it to where it says kindness, which is basically just going to make it disappear because it's the color of the transfer. And I'm doing it kind of thick because I know that it's drying so quickly. So I'll pull it off in a second, and now we're going to do the same thing on confetti. Make sure we get all of that F in there. Like I said, I'm going very thick on this. We'll get the excess off in just a minute. All right, it's nice and covered. So let me put the extra back in the jar because we're not going to need any more of that. And now we're going to take the coastal blue that's very light, not quite white, and we're going to put that over our word throw and around like. I'm just putting it on with the back of the spatula. Okay, scrape across, get the excess. I'm getting notifications that Facebook is doing something crazy. So hopefully you guys can still see me and hear me. I'm pulling off the excess on the kindness and confetti. Just putting that right back in the jar. Oh, it's so thick. It's so dry, you guys. I hope it's not too dry. Now, I'm going to take this, pick up any extra, and let's see what it looks like. Oh yeah, that turned out good. Let's see, I'm going to have to go out on my screen. Oh, looks like I've lost comments. You guys give me some hearts or likes so I know you're still there, and we'll see if Facebook is going to let me see anything. It's telling me I have to close Facebook completely. So I hate when that happens. But we'll go right back in and see if I can catch up with you guys. Technology issues. Oh, I see a thumbs up so you can still hear me. I like that. Awesome. Okay. Throw kindness around like confetti. When it dries, I'm going to clean up right here on the N and right here above the E. Let's see if y'all can see that. It's just got a little bit of a smudge. It's almost like a shadow. And I'm just going to do that with a Q-tip that I'm going to dip in water and just barely get it wet and go around that. But I'm going to wait for this to be completely dry. And that way it won't pick up anything extra. So I love how forgiving this stuff is. And I don't know, I found this at a discount store. I don't know if it's a chalkboard or if this is just the back of the frame, but I decided I was going with it. It's black, I like it, so I just decided to use it as is, and it gives it a nice recessed look. So I'm pretty happy with that. We were playing around last night with another chalkboard, and we did this one. And this one we used Couture Teal and Peachy, which is a lighter peach color. I thought, okay, I think I can fit that inside of that frame. I know, I love this frame too. I was lucky enough to get 2 of them. That was all that they had. We just go to some little boutique stores around where we live that are mom and pop kind of places. And so sometimes, you know, you have to get what they've got when they've got it, because they're not going to get more in. And once it's gone, it's just gone. So I got to pick up a couple of those, but sadly they only had 2 left when I found them. So just cleaning up my little squeegee here, putting the excess back in the jar. Set those aside. See if I can straighten you guys out a little bit. It's funny. It looks, on the camera view, it looks completely straight, and on the Facebook view, it does not. So it's hard to negotiate which one is which. Yeah. So I did this one last night with the ombre effect, and then I did this one this morning. I wish that the colors showed up better in the camera view for you guys. They look a little different in the camera view. But this is a freestanding frame, so I thought this would be really, really cute. Really good one. Hi, Judith. Good morning. Good morning. How are you today? Thanks for joining us. I was just playing around and made a sign. I have another one that I was going to make this morning. You guys want to see something else? I have all of my supplies over here to the side. I can grab them and we can do another one. Give me a thumbs up if you want to see something else. Maria says yes. I like it. Okay, so I'm going to fight with it a little bit, so I'll show you. I picked this up yesterday at Hobby Lobby. It is actually chipboard, and the chipboard stuff this week at Hobby Lobby is 50% off. So this is $3.99 regular, so it was $2 for this. Now chalkboard is 30% off, so you have to be careful because this is a chalkboard piece. However, it is made from chipboard, and it's in the chipboard and mixed media section if you guys go looking for it. Now, the other thing I will say about this is they have chipboard pieces that are not painted. Let me go ahead and grab one of those. Here's one that's not painted. It is also $3.99. It has hangers in the back of it, which is kind of nice so that you can, you know, go ahead and put it on the wall instead of having to put it in a plate stand. But I think I'm going to do this one with this orientation anyway, so the hangers wouldn't work for me. So first, let me get the plastic off of here. Maybe. Maybe. I need a penknife. I don't have a penknife handy. Just scissors. I love that you're multitasking, Maria. Oh, this has a really neat texture to it. Not what I expected. It says that it works with chalk, so I figured it would be chalkboard. It almost feels leather-like, which is kind of cool, especially for this next little bit. So let me get my white out. Okay, now this guy I have not prepped, so it's probably pretty dry. Not too bad. Give it a good stir. It did make a nice little mess everywhere, so let me clean that off. Okay, so this one I thought I would do, she leaves a little sparkle wherever she goes, and I want to actually add glitter to it. I've done this on some metal signs, and yesterday I did the metal sign where we did it in black, and then we did the sparkle. We glittered just the word sparkle, and it looked so good. So I thought, well, let's reverse it. Let's do it on white and go ahead and sparkle it and see how it looks. If we don't like it, we can change it, or at least I hope we can change it. I haven't used this surface before, so we're going to be finding out. Now this has already been fuzzed up, so I'm just going to go straight down to the surface. And try to get it centered. Oh, it likes this surface. It's grabbing it really quick. Okay, 90th time's a charm, right? If at first we don't succeed, try again. Hi, Angie. Thanks for joining us. All right. Let's go over it with the squeegee and get all the air bubbles out. Now, I'm not worried about trying to get the sides to stick down, just the area where the wording is for the silk screen. And grab another squeegee. Okay. So I'm just going to use the white paste and apply that. I'm going to go ahead and pull the excess as I go. This is like the perfect consistency. It's moving really easily. You can see that the silk screen kind of shows through, so you can see that everything is covered, but it's not terribly thick. I'm just smoothing out the lines. Yeah, now it's drying on me. Okay, a little extra for the bottom here. I'm thinking seriously about doing these on some chalkboard paper, like from the scrapbook section, and framing a bunch of these and doing them for my daughter's college friends. Okay, so now we're going to pull this up. Hopefully it isn't too dry, because I'm going to take some glitter and go right over where it says sparkle generously. Let that catch, let that actually go into the chalk paste. Just patting it down a little. Oh, what a mess. Ultra Fine Glitter by Martha Stewart. This one is called Smoky Quartz, and it's the closest thing to rose gold that I could find. It's an older one that I've had in my stash for a while. Okay, so now we're going to, oh, I see some area that is not, I see some white poking through on that sparkle, so let's cover that. All right, now I'm going to tip this off. Give it a little tap. And there we go. Now there's some excess glitter on there. I'm going to let this dry completely, and then I'll go in with a little brush and get the excess off, and I'll post a picture later. I just love them. So Diane, hi, good morning, Diane. Well, the Chalk Couture products are sold through consultants, and I'm a designer for Chalk Couture, and you can buy products through me. I happen to love the product. I believe in the products. Their silk screens are great quality. I have found some other silk screens out there that are adhesive backed, but they don't work as well. I have tried several of them. Several different brands, and they just don't work as well. But the amazing product that they have is the Chalkology paste and their inks. They also have Couture inks, and what I did was signed up to be a designer because I wanted the discount. I wanted to get it as inexpensively as I possibly could. And so with being a designer, you get a 40% discount off of retail. So it's like shopping Hobby Lobby with a coupon every time I buy it. And a little bit goes a long way. Oh my goodness, these jars are so fabulous. I've been really, really impressed with the amount of use that I have gotten out of them. This little jar is a 2-ounce jar, and we don't sell 2-ounce jars anymore. They're now 3-ounce jars, but there's enough left in here to do quite a few projects still. I have also given out 8 samples out of this jar, and I have made like 6 signs. So I was hoping to get about 10 uses per jar, and I've gotten way more than that just out of the 2-ounce jars. So the bigger ones, now the bigger projects that I do, and when I do them on canvas, canvas really soaks it in. It takes a little bit more paste for that, so I may only get 10 out of a big project, but I really love it. Really, really love it. And I am using it on mixed media. I'm using it on paper projects. I've used it to make cards. It is my new favorite media, I guess is what you would call it. It's different than texture paste. It dries really, really quick, but also very thin. You can build up the texture if you wanted to, but I am choosing not to. I like the really thin look, and I like that when you put this on a solid surface like a chalkboard or glass or metal, so you can buy frames and do it on the glass frames, you can wash this off. You can spritz it with water, take a paper towel, and remove it and have a blank surface to do something else. And so I'm like, that is really cool. That gives me a lot of bang for my buck with my actual surfaces. So I'm investing in my surfaces and get to change them up as often as I want to. I'm already thinking about how to change, how I'm going to be doing some of the changeover for from Halloween into Thanksgiving season with some of my pieces. I love Halloween, so Halloween season at my house is basically August till November 1st. And then things change over a little. And then on Thanksgiving Day, usually the day after Thanksgiving, everything changes over to Christmas. And I just like to decorate. I have lots of different themes of decoration because I change things up all the time. So anyway, hopefully that answered your question. You can find my website is Madeitsparkle. It's M-A-D-E, Made It Sparkle, and that is .chalkcouture.com. And the website was just recently changed over. Last night they actually were doing an upgrade on the website, and so I'm told that it is going to be up at 10 a.m. Mountain Time. So I think that's 11 a.m. Central. But you can also get with me if you wanted to try a sample. I do sample packs for $8. They're a little kit. So let's see. It says, Maria says, does the paste in the jar dry out while you have them open while I'm doing a project? They do. And the beautiful thing about the chalk paste, along with it drying quickly on your board, it dries in the container as well, but it doesn't get solid. And I didn't worry about going ahead and closing these up because I want to get all the excess off of my little spatulas and things. But they reconstitute with water. So I just use some bottled water in a spritz bottle, my little trusty spray bottle that I use for doing distress inks and everything else. And I just spritz a mist of water in there, give it a stir, and it reconstitutes. So they're pretty forgiving. And a little bit goes a long way, so I'm always like getting every little bit off. My daughter laughs at me because she's like, you're just trying to get every tiny little bit of that chalk paste back in the jar. And I'm like, yeah, I am, because it goes such a long way. I don't want to waste any of it. You're welcome, Maria. That was a great question. Thanks for asking. I get so involved in doing the projects that I don't think about I need to talk about what the product is that I'm using. Just like if it was something that I found at Hobby Lobby, but I also don't like to have it be like, here's a sales pitch. You could do similar things with texture paste. Thin down texture paste I think would work. The Heidi Swap texture paste that comes in a tube, it dries super quick, and I think you could do the same thing. I don't know that that would work on silk screens. I think it would dry, the paint would dry in the silk screen. I haven't tried the Heidi Swap on that. I've tried it on lots of other stuff though. It's another product that I do like, and just recently started using it, found it at Tuesday Morning, and I went back and bought a bunch of it, as much as I could get my hands on. Does anybody else do mixed media projects? I primarily use ink. I like to work in ink and paper, but I use texture paste and stencils. No, I don't really want to be an infomercial, and that's not really what we're about in the group. As far as like, hey, we want to just sell you everything. That's not it at all. But it is such a fabulous product, and it's so different than anything that's out there. I want you guys to know about it because this company's only been around for a year. Natalie says she does. She wants to be an infomercial. Y'all need to be encouraging Nat to do some lives as well, because she's got this product too. She actually is a designer as well, and she's got this product too, and I happen to know that she does great projects. I'm all about making the signs right now. My mother goes to some trade days where you go out and you sell stuff on the weekends kind of thing, and she wants to take my signs out there and sell them. So, oh, not an infomercial, you just do mixed media. I'm sorry, Nat, I got that wrong. She does not want to be an infomercial, but she does mixed media projects. I'm sorry, Nat. However, she does also do Couture, so we need to be encouraging her so you can see some of her projects. They'll be very different than mine, which is kind of another beautiful thing about this. It's very versatile. Oh, I have a mess. That's okay. You tease me well. I like it. That's why we're so good together. All right, guys. Well, let's see. Actually, if this is dry, I'm going to go ahead and make a mess. Let's make a mess. Let's see. Okay, I was going to use a brush, which would probably be the smarter thing, but I'm impatient. I don't have a brush right here. So I'm going to use a kitchen towel that is now forever and ever going to be covered in glitter. You know, once it's on there, you're never going to get it off. Okay, there's the excess glitter came off. And there we go. Ta-da! I like it. I am going to take a paintbrush and go around the edges of it with a paintbrush just to clean it up and knock that excess glitter off a little bit more. But there we go. Hope you guys liked that. That's the last of them I have ready to go this morning. I actually wasn't planning to do a live this morning. I was just... Natalie, I agree with the glitter. It can be really, really crazy. I was going to jump on this evening and try to do something Halloween inspired. I'm probably going to do some sort of, I don't know, maybe a jack-o'-lantern, maybe some pumpkins, something like that, towards Halloween. So you guys will have to catch me later or come back and see the replay. So there we go. Thanks, Lindy. I love the sign too. I hope you got to see our other one. We did throw kindness around like confetti with 3 colors. And then we did leaves a little sparkle wherever she goes. And I wanted it to be black, white, and gold my daughter really likes rose gold, so I tend to grab the rose gold instead of the yellow gold. But that is a Kate Spade quote, and so that reminds me of Kate Spade, so I like to do those colors. I'm a Kate Spade girl. Anyway, all right, guys, I'm going to hop off and get on to doing some more stuff around the house. I'm a procrastinator. I do crafts instead of the things that I need to be doing all day, every day. But I've got some stuff that is kind of on a time crunch today. So I'm going to hop off and I will get back on later this evening. We'll do some Halloween. Hopefully you can join me then. Happy crafting, y'all.